This is Stavros from the Atlas Moth, and you're watching Brutalitopia.
Hey everyone, this is Mick again from the Brutalitopia here in our hometown Chicago with a hometown band actually playing a hometown show tonight. Stavros from the Atlas Moth. Stavros, just your thoughts overall. You guys are on the tour with Sub Rosa and Boris right now, just kind of ups, downs, what have you, of the tour so far.
There hasn't been any downs, that's for sure.
That's good.
Yeah, it's been really fun actually. You know, it's like the first time we've toured with an actual international band, I think. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's not true. That's a total lie.
One
actually.
of the bigger ones.
But how about this? It's like we toured with Gojira, we toured with the Ocean, and like they still speak very well, very good English, and
right.
Boris doesn't really. So it's been kind of like it's been interesting because like they do speak some, but it's been like
Do
kind
they
of
have like a translator or anything?
No,
or?
but they get along fine, you know, and they hang out with us, and it's like really cool because it's like you can kind of transcend a language barrier,
Sure.
you know, because like all the same kind of dudes,
Right,
you know,
right.
so it's fun, you know, it's been great.
Awesome.
I know Sub Rosa rules too. We've been trying to tour with them forever, so
Very cool.
worked out.
This tour obviously is, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, the first behind your guys' new album, The Old Believer.
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys have kind of interlaced some new stuff in the set, kind of reactions perhaps to newer stuff, good, bad.
You know, I mean, I think it's all been pretty positive, to be honest with you. We actually are playing mostly new stuff, just because we toured on Ache for 3.5 years almost. So, like, literally, we just did, like, the last Ache tour this year, you know? So it's been nice to actually play some new songs, you know? We're going to start, like, right now we're playing a lot of Old Believer because we're still kind of working things out. Like, you know, even we played a song on the Ocean tour in March from it that we didn't think really worked very well live. So we're still kind of working out the kinks as far as the set goes, but the reactions have been positive. I think there's also a lot of like, what the hell is going on? But we're kind of used to that.
I'm guessing that's what we kind of hope for.
Yeah,
with
that's it's been pretty like continuous throughout our career. They were the what the fuck's going on, man.
Speaking of The Old Believer, what would you guys say is kind of the catch with it as opposed to older albums that you guys have done? What's really new? What's kind of really invigorating about The Old Believer?
I think that it's kind of interesting because it's like on our first record we wanted to be like a singular piece of music, you know, like kind of like a Pink Floyd record or something like that. And I don't think we nailed it so much on a Glorified. I think it just kind of sounded like a bunch of songs with noise in between them.
Sure.
On this record, I honestly feel like we did succeed in making like a singular piece of music, but that wasn't really a goal we set out with. So it's kind of interesting how that happened. Like when you don't try to do that, that's exactly how it works. But I think the songwriting is like a huge step up, you know? Like there's parts on all of our records where I'm like, I wish we only did that so many times, or why did we do this so few times? You know, and this one I don't feel that way with. You know, like every part I feel is like really well thought out and
Just feels right.
yeah, it's just right, you know? Like it's definitely, you know, I'm not satisfied with it, but I guess that's the whole tip, right? You know? But I mean, I stand behind it, man. You know, I think it's a cool record.
For your guys' band, it's, you know, I've kind of looked up some stuff, kind of what people like, you know, the internet kind of classifies you guys as. We're kind of in the day and age of like needing subgenres to be able to, you know, say, yeah, exactly, whether we know we want to get into it or not. And you guys kind of have a lot of crossover. Like it's more over kind of like post-sludge kind of stuff like that. Yeah. But there's also like, especially with The Old Believer, there's kind of like small little hints of like electronic stuff going on in there.
That was on purpose, too.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask. For you guys, when you guys kind of first got together, was that kind of sound what you were aiming for, or was it kind of like, hey, these are the bands we really like, let's kind of try and sound like this to an extent?
You know, when we started the band, the original band was me and our old drummer, Tony. We got together in my basement and started writing music. Mm-hmm. And our initial thought was, like, we want to sound like somewhere between Down and Neurosis. Okay. And I don't know if that ever really worked at all. Yeah, to an extent, maybe, but, like... and, you know, as we actually became a full band and started writing music together, that really got stripped away. You know, like, we stopped being like, oh, I want to sound like this, or I want to do, like, it doesn't work very well for us, you know? Like, when we just play, I don't try to be something other than just, like, letting it organically come to us. Like, it always works out far better, you know? And, like, I don't really feel like we'll get our best material by trying to be like, I want to be a hardcore band this week, or, you know, I want to be an electronic band. Like, that's just not doesn't work for us. You know?
So I guess you guys would kind of be a testament to being like, we kind of started off as like wanting to sound like this, but it kind of really progressed as it went, and it just happened as it happened kind of thing.
Yeah, nothing's been forced, man. Everything comes as it is, and we don't really question each other. Like we play something we like, like trust each other to do like something cool, and it's just totally organic, man. Like we've never tried to be somebody really, Sure.
Very cool. Well, I guess we kind of always end off interviews on kind of a lighter, more fun question. I know we were talking a couple weeks back when we first met about Russian Circles is playing a show tomorrow here in Chicago.
Oh, yeah.
At Millennium Park, and we're like, oh, God, that would be like the perfect setting to see that band in.
Yeah.
If you could say, like, okay, Atlas Moth, we have, like, 2 bands that we ideally want to play with. We'll just say you're headlining for the sake of this question. So Atlas Moth is headlining with 2 bands of its choice. And I'll also throw in what venue of its choice. Okay. What would it be in an ideal world?
I'll start with the venue because I'm kind of torn. Okay. Because being from Chicago.
Or city, I guess.
Well, I mean, if you have to choose city, I'm going to say here because it's home, and I feel very strongly about Chicago. Sure. Venue, though, if it wasn't Metro, I would have just said the Fillmore in San Francisco because it was pretty intense when we did play there. It was definitely the coolest venue I've ever been part of. And I don't say that we would be able to headline over these 2 bands just for the sake of.
Well, it's a hypothetical.
Yeah, hypothetical world. Yeah. It'd just be. It would definitely be the Deftones and Nick Cave, unless it was.
Interesting mix.
Yeah, unless Pink Floyd was all original members, which I'm just gonna let it go. Even like in an imaginary world, that cannot be possible. So. That would be who I would pick for sure.
Well, everyone, this has been an interview, Brutalitopia exclusive with Stavros from the Atlas Moth. Check out The Old Believer on Profound Lore Records, correct?
Profound Lore.
Profound Lore. So check it out, and Stavros, good luck on the rest of your tour.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.